All right. Bam. Bam. Where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
Los Angeles, California.
What part?
Los Angeles, California. Ain't no such thing as a South Central California. There ain't no such thing as a South Central Los Angeles. That came by based on the 92 ride. They created that. I was born in Los Angeles, California, on the east side.
Got it. Tell me about your family growing up.
I came up in a two-parent household. Father worked at Farmer John for 45 years. Mother was a supervisor of a bank, Security Pacific on Florence and Avalon. They're from the South. My parents is from Louisiana.
How old are you now?
63.
63. How'd you grow up? How would you describe your childhood?
Oh, man, I had the perfect childhood. I played Little League baseball, Pop Warner football, Little League basketball, and all that. My father was my first baseball coach. Went to Verbum-Day, went to Hooper Elementary. From there, I went to Edison, then Willowbrook Junior High in Compton. Ninth grade, I went to Verbum-Day, Catholic school, right? All-boys school. I ain't like all-boys school, so I got kicked out for selling weed. Plus, I was gang banging. Went to YA in 1974.
What is it about the whole gang thing that appeals to a kid who comes from a great neighborhood, great childhood?
Come from what?
Yeah, I mean, you said you had a great childhood.
Yeah, I'm attracted to the streets. I was attracted to the streets, and I knew Raymond Washington personally, the founder of Crips. So I was attracted to the streets, and I wanted to be a Crip. It was when I was coming up, Cripping started in 1969, so I started gangbanging in 1971, right? My mother and father didn't know I was gangbanging. This was something I was trying to hide from them, but I was always attracted to the streets. And becoming a Crip was like a kid waiting on a big wheel. Everybody wanted to become a Crip. And I joined the Crips in 1971, ran through a line at Willowbrook Junior High. I caught attempted murder in 1974. I shot a dude over a leather coat. Did 4 years in California Youth Authority. Got out in 1978, a week after my 18th birthday. I caught a robbery. I robbed Safeway supermarket. I went to penitentiary. That's the first time I went to the penitentiary in 1979. I was in DVI, Tracy, Gladiator School. I ended up doing like 8 years on the 13. I came home, stayed out 45 days, and caught a double murder. Killed 2 dudes that were snitching. They gave me 75 to life. After being down like 21 years, I went down on my appeal on an automatic reversal. They said found out it wasn't me, right? But they didn't release me. They offered me a deal that I couldn't refuse. They offered me 30 years. Based on they had a law called day for day, I could have got out because I had already did like 20-some years, but the judge said no because I had called prison term. I'd had a lot of assaults on COs in prison, San Quentin and Old Folsom. When I first went to prison, it was a lot of racial tension, race wars. The Crips, Bloods, and BGLs was fighting against the Emmy, Mexican Mafia, the ABs, and I was deeply involved in that. I was a high-ranking member of the Crips in prison. After coming home, I lost my father first, and I lost my mother. About a year before I came home, my mother passed. And I came home, and I said I wasn't going to never go back to prison. Came home, got a good job, working today. Now I'm just out here trying to create peace in the black community and Hispanic communities, right? When you hear them say Black Lives Matter, I don't believe in they slogan. My life always mattered. A lot of us didn't understand that. I was one of them, you know what I mean? I thought gangbanging was cool. I thought going to prison was cool, but it wasn't. Going to prison wasn't cool. Becoming a gang member wasn't cool, because I don't want you to take this, nobody take this the wrong way. I was a Ku Klux Klan in a black man's body. I was doing more damage to my community than any other community. I exploited my community. I was a menace to society. And it's a hurtful feeling when you reflect on it. I remember when I caught my murders, I talked to my grandmother. They got me a lawyer because I was facing the death penalty, special circumstances. And my grandmother had told me, she said, I'm afraid of you. And that hurted me. I started crying over the phone, got me wanting to cry now. And I asked my grandma, I said, what you mean you was afraid? She said, I wasn't afraid of you. I was afraid of the lifestyle you was living. Because wherever I went, I used to always have my gun. You understand what I'm saying? And I didn't care about nobody because I didn't know how to care about myself. You understand what I'm saying? And once I learned how to appreciate me and care about me and love me, I knew you got me. I knew how to love other people and respect them. And my greatest joy today is that I'm living my life. The life that I live. I don't like procrastinating. I don't like being late for nothing. I like being on time. I go to work. I'm supposed to be at work at 6. I go to work every morning, Monday through Friday at 4 o'clock. Excuse me. I just love my life today.
Did all the time in prison give you time to reflect and think about?
It didn't give me time. It compelled me. Prison either create a beast or it's going to make a man say he's tired of living how he used to live. And I got tired of living. I got tired of sharing a cell with somebody else. I got tired of pulling the curtain when I had to use the bathroom. I just got tired of being in prison. I'm not an animal. You want to know what's like in the zoo? See with somebody in a cage? Go to the zoo. And that's what needs to be in prison. Now, I ain't saying everybody in prison is perfect, but 45% of the people in prison is innocent. They're in prison because of the color of their skin. And a lot of them don't understand that they're political prisoners. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't just talking about blacks and Hispanics, even whites, because of the vicinity, the environment they might have grew up in. They're political. They call trash, right? Prison, the system is designed to make people like me and you go at each other. But in reality, when they put us in them SHU programs, security housing unit, me and you start communicating and find out we're the same person and one. The only difference is the color of our skin. We all grew up the same. We all made our decisions. Gang banging is a choice. Robbing is a choice. I made a lot of wrong choices. And when I came home, I found out I'd rather take the positive choices instead of take negative chances with my life. And my life today, Mark, is perfect. Perfect.
But it sounds like you learned to love and respect yourself.
I did.
And that sounds like the key to all of this.
That's what it is. And I know my mother watched down at me, man, and she proud of me today. She ain't never been embarrassed. But I'm finally getting it about 3 months ago. I just turned 63 last week on the 1st. I was told I wasn't going to never live to see 18. Well, God have a different picture pointed for me. And I told my big cousin, I said, man, I want to apologize to you. He said, what you talking about? I said, all that advice y'all gave me when I was little, I don't never want you to think it went in one ear and went out the other. I kept it. I just didn't know how to apply it in my life when you gave it to me. Today, I know how to apply it in my life. Today, I don't go around things that I know is going to send me some places I don't want to go. Today, instead of bringing violence, I know how to really walk away. I can hurt a person better by not communicating with them. I can hurt a person better by saying, hey, I'm cool. We ain't got to do this. Because it's my life that matters. And I'm the only one that got control of my life. You understand what I'm saying? I'm never going to let nobody have power over me again. And I allowed that when I was a young dude. Today, I got the power. I don't relinquish this power to nobody. I had the power. I subject myself to things that I shouldn't have to. And my facial demeanor expresses that. Like I was wearing hats. Mark said, take the hat off. but that's my monocle. You know what I mean?
You resisted.
Yeah, but that's called adjusting. So I know how to adjust without negativity. Don't nothing come out of positive. Don't create negativity, but positivity can come out of negativity. So I try to keep it on the positive level instead of having it on the negative level. I'm not with chaos. I'm not with no form of confusion. I don't even like dwelling in any form of confusion. I like being happy, joyous, and free. You know what I mean? I never had a drug problem. I drink today. I drink Modelo's and Stella beers and tequila. I smoke good cigars. You understand what I'm saying? I finally had a vacation. Took some of my vacation time for my birthday and got sloppy drunk, right? Now, it begins again. I got to go back to work, and I went back to work Wednesday. So I'm loving my life.
How many years were you in prison?
37. 37, ain't never going back. I don't have no kids, but I got a host of great nieces and nephews that love me. And I don't want them to know me behind prison like my nieces and nephews, their parents did. I want my great nephews and nieces to understand that you ain't got to make no mistakes. I already made them. I already ran into that wall, so I'm telling you, you can't run through that wall. See, the streets wasn't built for everybody, Mark. That's why they made sidewalks. But can't nobody beat the concrete up. The concrete gonna beat you up. If you try to hang in them streets gonna beat you up. They're gonna either send you to the penitentiary or they're gonna send you to the cemetery. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I figured out.
But what advice would you give to all the young men? Because gangs are still alive and well in LA.
Well, gangs ain't gonna never die. What I propose to people is this. If you're a gang member and you're an active gang member and you say you love your community, how can you possibly love your community if you're doing drive-bys in your community? How can you possibly love your child if you give me your gang 100% and give me your child less than 100%? That means you're a deadbeat father. Gang banging is for kids. Once you become a grown man and once you become a parent, see, the biggest gang is parenthood. But parents lack in being parents because they're afraid to ask people on how to be a parent. See, I don't know how to be a parent because I don't have no kids. I ain't know how to be a son because I drove my mother and father crazy. But they never abandoned me, never deserted me. You understand what I'm saying? But what I found out was there's room for redemption in everybody's life. If you just give yourself a chance, you're going to do better. So my advice to any child, black, white, green, purple, yellow, being a gang member, thumbs down. If you love your community, you want to make your community a safe haven. Because the only people can destroy your community is the people that live in your community. Can't no outside people come and destroy your community. If you sitting up here waiting on, twiddling your thumbs like Jesse Jackson used to, Operation Hope, it's been over with. It don't exist. It don't exist. Only thing existing is if you got a plan, execute your plan. Do not sit on your butt. Because if you don't sit on your butt, you can execute anything and accomplish anything in life. And that's what I'm doing today.
Is it that lack of self-worth?
Yes, it's exactly that lack of self-worth. I had that in me at one time, right? And that lack of self-worth was when I was in prison because I didn't care if I would have got released.
But it's also what attracted you to the gangs and getting in trouble and all that.
No, I was just attracted to the streets. I never had a low self-esteem. See, once I was a born leader. But I did follow somebody. From every great leader comes a great follower. I did follow some. I followed Raymond. I followed Tookie. I followed Mac Thomas. You understand what I'm saying? These is dudes I knew personally. But I wanted to build my own identity. Now my identity I'm building is saying that you can turn your life around. You can eliminate and delete the negativity out your life and create nothing positive stuff in your life. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I'm doing today. That's what I'm doing today. You know, that's exactly what I'm doing. I love my life. Can't nobody ever take my joy from me.
Is it the lack of role models that kids have today?
Yeah, the kids have today. It's a lack of role models. You got fathers that's not in their kids' life. I mean, look at it. You got these young Hispanics, young whites, and young black kids wearing tapers. Them ain't nothing but bangs. Whenever you see a child with tapers, them bangs. When I was a kid, the only person who wore bangs was girls. These kids today wear skinny jeans. Them is girl pants. That's because they seen that's how their mothers was dressing. Because the fathers didn't want to be in the child life. Kids ain't made by mistakes. They made out of purpose and out of love. And some men don't know how to stand up for their kids. I got a lot of my partners I admire and respect. Because when they became fathers, they stopped gang banging. They got a job. Now their kids is in college. Some done graduated. I got 2 nephews that graduated from college. I got a niece that graduated from Howard University. You understand what I'm saying? My family is a name of prominence in Louisiana. We got a street named after my last name in Louisiana, Dale High, Louisiana. I had a great uncle that was the dean of Southern in the 70s. I'm following the lead of them. You understand what I'm saying? I had a great auntie, a great auntie that started the women fraternities at Howard University, Ethel Hedgeman. That's my great aunt. You understand what I'm saying? So I got to follow the right people instead of not the wrong people. And that's what I learned in life. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I learned in life. It's simply put, Mark, I'm enjoying heaven right now and I'm living.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot more joy in your life now.
Yeah. I cry when you see tears come out my eyes. It ain't because I'm sad. I'm happy. I'm really happy. I watched Antoine Fisher and started crying. I'm just happy. I'm just happy. And it's a pleasure to be in your presence. You know what I mean? They said 10 o'clock. I was ready at 8.
You called me early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Because I don't believe in procrastinating. I want to show a person that I'm willing to show up and show out.
It's a great quality.
Yeah. You know? That's how I am.
OG Bam, what would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in your life?
Most important lesson is to love yourself. To love yourself. To love myself. That was my most important lesson I learned. To love myself.
That's great.
Because it was at a time I didn't. That was the most important lesson, though.
All right. OG Bam, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Very inspirational.
Thank you.
Thanks.